What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. A extremely nice day on the VIP, guys. A super solid day. I talk about getting some base hits. We hit a double or a triple last night, right? This was a super solid day, it really, I want to start with this. I mean, we are pretty much at all-time highs once again. And I told you guys a week ago, I think, when we were down here and we had like a 25-30 unit slump here. If you guys don't know, about a week ago today, which was Saturday, we had a little bit of a loss streak. We lost Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I was super transparent. If you want to watch all that, you can go back and watch those videos. They're right on my channel. And super transparent about losing. Losses happen. If you don't think you're going to lose in sports betting, I have a very bad news for you. You're definitely going to lose in sports betting. Thinking that you're not going to lose in sports betting is like wanting to be an NFL quarterback and not ever want to get sacked, guys. Of course, NFL quarterbacks don't want to get sacked. I don't want to lose, but it happens. That comes with the job. That comes with the territory. And I told you guys about a week ago that we'd be back up in no time to all-time highs, and we're going to be pushing forward throughout the summer. My goal by the end of June is going to be 200 units. We'll see if we can do it. We're going to have World Cup coming on in June. There's a lot. I cannot tell you guys enough. I feel so solid about all the plays we are playing right now. Soccer, even these MLB hitter fantasy scores. These lines are so off sometimes, okay? Esports, of course. Actually, Canadian football. I need to check when that starts, but I'm pretty sure that might start in July or something like that, but we crushed Canadian football as well. Nevertheless, guys, we're fundamentally close to all-time highs, right? We're about 8 units away. It doesn't really matter, guys. I know we're going to be pushing up and up and up throughout the summer or whatever it is. Again, I showed you guys yesterday that we have some very near misses and stuff. Like, for example, one of these guys, this guy missed by 1 kill, for example. So if that guy would have hit, we would actually be at all-time highs. But it doesn't matter. We had an absolutely amazing day. We hit a 9.5x. We hit a 6x. We hit a 4x, okay? Amazing stuff across the board. Absolutely crushed it once again. Guys, there's a PSG and Arsenal game going on right now. It's actually the Champions League final, which is probably the biggest game of the year other than the World Cup. If the World Cup was not going on, it would be definitively the biggest game of the year every single year. Declan Rice and this William guy, this guy has legitimately 7 passes. He has 7 passes and the game is 55 minutes in. Now, I took the screenshot like 10 minutes ago, but I have the game pulled up right here, and you're going to see that PSG has 74% possession in this game. All right, so this is what I talk about in soccer betting, right? When you have a lot of possession, you're going to have a lot of passes. When you do not have very much possession, you're not going to have very much passes, right? So Arsenal has possessed the ball only 26% of the time. This team has 500 passes. This team has 187 passes. Absolutely insane stuff. And I'll go into the actual data here because the game is going on. You'll see that the game is at, the 80th, close to the 80th minute right now and is ticking. The game's going on as I speak. And if we look at PSG, here's all the players on PSG. Here is, if you look at this P column right here, here's everyone's passes, all right? Viatana, this guy, absolute passing demon, okay? His line was 80.5. He already has 101 passes. Look at everyone's line here, guys. 66, 55, 47, 101, 56. And again, this game still has like 15, 20 minutes to go, and the game could even go into overtime because it's a finals game. A lot of soccer games tie, but because it's a finals game, it could go into overtime because you obviously have to decide who's going to be the winner. Now, if we look at Arsenal, completely opposite story, okay? This guy, 21 passes, 15 passes, 13 passes, 24 passes. These guys all have way less passes, right? They're all in the 20s, and everyone on PSG, is in the 50s or 60s or even hundreds, right? Absolutely crazy stuff. The sole reason why this is happening is because PSG is possessing the ball like crazy, and this is what I said when I gave out this play right here, right? I gave out this play right here on my channel a couple days ago. I think on Thursday, guys, I gave this out with Bree Stewart, Declan Rice, and Gabrielle right here. And what's ended up happening is both these guys are looking like they're going to hit under, right? Now, again, Arsenal could have some crazy last 10-minute push where they get like 50 passes. It's super unlikely, and this game could go into overtime, like I said. So this isn't guaranteed to hit, but it's, like I said, looking good, knock on wood. Bree Stewart, she does barely miss for us at 0.5. Now, that being said, I did take this line, I know when I sent this video out, bumped off the board. It was gone. By the time literally I clicked upload or I've been sending it out to the VIP, the line was completely gone. And I told you guys to take her under PRA at under 30 or 30.5. She only got 9 points in this game. So her PRA hit at, I think it was like 21 is what her PRA would have been, right? Because you have rebounds, assists, plus 9 points. So first of all, it was the right call to take her under. I don't care if we missed by 0.5, guys. It was unlucky to miss by 0.5. I told you guys she's been struggling. This team has been struggling. This team is 4-4, and they're treated like they are the best team in the league. And they still might be the best team in the league, but right now they're struggling, and they're kind of middle of the road, okay? Bree Stewart has also been struggling. She gets 9 points. So I'm thinking as long as these guys go green together, right, if these guys stay under, I'm thinking that someone out there potentially hit an entry from this. So if you did hit an entry from this, if these guys do go green, just leave a comment down below if you did. I'd like to see that because I didn't hit it. I'm not going to count it, but I'm thinking someone did it with the, in terms of having a discount today on soccer, having the Wimby discount that was out last night. Some sort of, PRA maybe under that you took, right? So very, very good stuff there, guys. Absolutely amazing to see. Bree Stewart obviously does push for my entry here, but I'm thinking that a lot of you guys maybe did not get that one because it bumped off the board, right? And then Shohei Ohtani, absolutely amazing call. We're going to actually go back to hitter fantasy score today. Notice that Shohei Ohtani, the best player in the league's line, is 6.5, all right? And we're going to be betting on someone's under today that is at 9.5. And hitter fantasy score makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. I have no idea why they had Ohtani so low at 6.5. You'll see this wasn't even a high-scoring game. They only get 4 runs. And he gets 20 hitter fantasy score. It's crazy, crazy stuff. Amazing there. So we do have a setup going into, actually, it's like happening in the next couple of minutes here. And then beautiful stuff here in League of Legends, right? So I actually sent out Cube over 4 kills, and he ends up getting 10 kills, and I sent this out completely free. Again, I'm trying to do this every single day. By the way, I'm trying to do some more free content or just some more content in general, okay? So I'm posting to Instagram Reels. I'm posting to these to YouTube Shorts. By the way, the YouTube Shorts picks that I've been posting, we're on a 5-0 run. So tail my YouTube Shorts or my Instagram if you don't have that. Go ahead and follow them. I'm on TikTok as well. Should just be DFS Detective. But by the way, I sent this out to my completely free plan. If you're not on my free plan, you need to be. There's, I think, like 3,000 or 4,000 of you guys on my free plan. And I sent this out. And you'll see I sent this out yesterday, May 29th. And I said the best play on the board, Cube over 4 kills. Team is bad, but BLG is very good, but 4 is disrespectful. Only way he goes under is if BLG 3-0s them. Okay, so this is the only way that he was going to go under, if BLG completely clean swept them. If we go ahead and look at the game, guys, think about how similar this is to soccer. What I just talked about with PSG and Arsenal and how one team has so many passes and the other team does not. Okay, well, this is the team we bet on, Team We, okay? So if you look at Team We, it was 9-18. Team We actually takes game 1. They get 18 kills. The other team gets 9. Game 2, 39-23. So this is just a high-scoring game in general. Cube gets 4. Karras gets 6. And then in game 3, We actually wins again. And this is a weird one because We actually has a lower amount of kills, but another high-scoring game. Cube ends up getting 10 kills. And the fourth game, which we didn't bet on, we bet on games 1 through 3, but the fourth game was 13-20. And everyone on this team has a lot of kills again, and then everyone on this team has a lower amount of kills. Now, BLG is an amazing team. They're probably the second best team in the world. So We had a crazy upset here. So it was definitely a really good call to take their overs, obviously. But I wasn't aiming for Cube to get 10 kills. All we needed was him to get 5 kills, but he goes and gets way over these kills. I don't want to make this video too long here, but with Abby Smith and Janice Saunas, same thing in soccer, guys. I have the game pulled up here. They're both on Denver Summit, as you'll see here. Janice plays down here, and Smith is the goalkeeper. So they play very close to each other. Again, going with our correlated strategy. If you look at the possession, 60% possession, guys. All right. So again, if you have, a higher amount of possession, you're going to get a lot of passes. And these two girls definitely did 45 passes and 60 passes from these two girls because they had 60% possession in that game. Right. So hopefully you guys are understanding it's not rocket science, right? It's correlation, and we are taking people in the same game. And if something happens in that game, like in League of Legends, if the team wins, you're going to get more kills. And soccer, if your team has a lot of possession, both players are going over. So fundamentally, and I've explained this a lot on this channel, Instead of taking a 4-man entry, what we're really doing is taking almost like a hidden 2-man entry, if you can think about it, right? Because we are taking pairs of players together. So we are taking this duo and we're saying, hey, all we need is this team to win at least one game. And they obviously did that. And then right here, we need this game to be a little bit longer in Valorant, and that ends up happening. So instead of 4 separate things needing to happen, we just needed 2 things to happen. That's how we get a 9.5x, which, by the way, is only 0.5 less than you would just take on a random 4-man. So if you paired up WNBA, NBA, soccer, and NHL and just some crazy 4-man without correlation, you would only get a 10x. So it's crazy stuff, right? Amazing stuff across the board. I do want to reiterate. But again, guys, this is how betting works. You're going to have up days. You're going to have down days. I'm not going to come on here and jump up and down because we had a couple of winning entries. I expect to have winning entries, guys. We use a strategy that I know wins long term. Here's the past 2.5 years of sports betting, okay? So let's get into the first pick of the day. It's going to be on NOVIG. Now, I already sent this one out to my YouTube shorts and my reels and stuff, but I do really like this line, guys. The line has consistently been about 218 to 217 the entire series. So I have no idea why now it is 212. That is way too far down, and I'm taking the over tonight. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think the only way if an under happens is a blowout, okay? So I think if one team blows the other team out, the only time this series has gone under is in a blowout. So the Spurs have blown the Thunder out last game. The Thunder blew the Spurs out a couple of games ago. That's normally when you're seeing an under happen, when the Spurs or the Thunder, they get blown out and they only score like 85 points. But again, I think this should be a close game. I mean, Wemby should probably play 45 minutes or something like that tonight. I mean, they're going to give everyone, all the starters are going to give their all. It's game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. I mean, what else can you talk about, right? It's the biggest game of most of these guys' careers. I mean, maybe other than OKC because they won last year, but you know what I mean, right? By the way, if you do not know, I'm giving a signed SGA jersey out in the next couple of days. I'll probably do this at the beginning of next week, maybe like Monday or Tuesday. Like, comment, subscribe for these next couple of videos to get entered to win. As simple as that. You come on every day, you watch these videos, you like, comment, subscribe, and you'll get entered to win free jerseys on this channel, as well as get free value and everything from me. All right, so let's get into the second play of the day. The second play of the day is going to be on BETR. Now, with that being said, I did talk about there being 4 BETR discounts yesterday. And to be completely honest with you guys, they honestly might all miss, which sucks, right? So again, you're going to sometimes have BETR where it's crushing. You're going to have PrizePicks where it's crushing. You're going to sometimes have it where it's not. So again, you need to think about things long term. 4 entries missing is a complete drop in the bucket, right? That's one day of BETR that we're going to take 2, 3, 4 entries, 4 discounted entries every single day in a month. So that's all going to smooth out. We had, I think of the 4 discounts, only 2 of them hit. So they went 2 and 4, but again, most of the time these things are going to hit. Victor Wembanyama's discounted down to 35.5. The last time he was discounted down, he had like 60 points rebounds. So really good discount right here. And then we're taking a Call of Duty guy, Celium, to go under 53 kills in maps 1 through 2. Maps 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to be the play of the day on BETR. By the way, if you do not have BETR yet, you can text me BETR to my number right here on the screen. All of these states in the purple is where BETR is available for you. And then you guys can also text me with NOVIG, by the way, which I talked about earlier in the video, and you can get into the VIP for literally $1. Okay, so how that's going to work, you do a $1 purchase with my code DETECTIVE. My code DETECTIVE has a limited time promo running right now where you get 90% off of your first deposit. So that means you can put $1 in, you get $10. You can put 5 in and you get a free $50. Okay, completely cracked promo right now. So go ahead and use this code DETECTIVE. Again, all these states in the blue right here. Let me move this to the middle. Is where NOVIG is legal. It's legal in a lot of states, guys. So if you do not have NOVIG yet, go ahead and do that, and you can get into my VIP for legitimately $1. The last thing I want to talk about is this is going to be the second to last day I'm running my $38 monthly VIP access. This is going to be increasing at the start of June, okay? So midnight, May 31st, when we go to June, this is going to be in the high 40s, all right? I'm probably going to make it like 47. I think that's a good number. And I'm going to slowly be increasing this number throughout the summer, and then as we get into the NFL season, it's probably going to be in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, okay? So again, you can get into my VIP right now for $38 for lifetime, right? It's going to recur $38, and this is the lowest price it has ever been. This is the lowest price it ever will be, okay? So again, $38, and that is going to be monthly. So it's not going to increase on you or anything like that. You're going to lock in this price at $38. Completely insane promo. I've had a lot of you guys join recently from this promo, which is nice to see. Again, my main goal in this channel is to help people win long-term and help less people lose long-term, right? So that's my main goal. I try to do everything in my power to get more of you guys into the VIP, whether it's $1 into NOVIG or whatever like that. So hopefully some way, shape, or form, whether you're telling my free picks or you're telling my VIP, you have some way to take my picks and some way to learn how to be a profitable sports bettor, which I know a lot of you guys have become and are slowly becoming and slowly learning about. So great to see that kind of stuff there. The last pick of the day is going to be on PrizePicks, you guys, and it is going to be, what do you know, a soccer correlated three-man, and then with an MLB hitter fantasy score to go under. Guys, we're going to turn to a soccer channel like crazy in the month of June. I'm super excited about it. We have World Cup coming on. Like I said, I've done a ton of research in the World Cup already. I think we have like 10 more days till the World Cup starts, so we still have a little bit of time here. But I'm just super excited for the World Cup and super excited about these soccer entries because they're super, super good. Okay, so I'm taking both of these guys on this team right here, and I'm taking them over because I simply think this is the better team. This team has more possession. If you look at their past matchups versus similar teams, they've gone way over this line, and they're very correlated together. So again, I talked about this a couple of videos ago, but soccer formation kind of looks like something like this. Yeah, I think it would be like this, right? So this would be a 4-4-2, and then you have a goalkeeper right here. And these guys are playing like right here and right here, okay? So if you have two players playing in the very similar position, they're going to keep passing to each other back and forth, and then over here, and then back and forth, right? We've all watched a soccer game. If you've never watched a soccer game before, then go, watch a YouTube game on a YouTube soccer game or something like that, but you'll see that 95% of the game is just these players passing back and forth to each other, right? That's what's going to happen in this game, right? So if they have a lot of possession, like I talked about earlier in this video, then they're going to go over together. If they do not have as much possession, they're going to go under together. Now, Casey Schmidt to go under 9.5 hitter fantasy score. Absolutely insane line. I have no idea what they are doing setting these fantasy scores so low or so high some of these days. It makes no sense to me. The fact that Shohei Ohtani, the best player in the league, was at 6.5, and now this guy is at 9.5 makes no sense. Now, I get it. He's playing Colorado. Colorado gives up, I think the most runs in the league or one of the most runs in the league. I get it. I get that a lot of MLB is about matchup. But what does not make sense to me is the last game that he played yesterday, his line was 8.5. Hopefully you guys can see this and it's not cut off. But his line was 8.5, and this is from PickFinder, right? His prop history. His line was 8.5 yesterday. And he gets 5 fantasy score yesterday, right? Against Colorado, the exact same team that he's playing again today. And they bumped his line up to 9.5. That makes no sense. Normally, if his line's 8.5 and then let's say he gets a home run, he gets 30 fantasy score, then yeah, maybe his line should be 9.5 and we'll bump him up a little bit. But it makes no sense that his line, he went under and now they bumped his line up. So this is just simply way too high, okay? I think to hit this, to go over, what he needs at least is to get an RBI. Now, if you look on PrizePicks, his chances to get an RBI right now is a red demon line. And if you know what a red demon line means, it means that it is something that is harder to do than normal. So for him to get an RBI, which I think is required for him to go over his fantasy score, right now PrizePicks has it set at a red demon line. So what I'm talking about right now is this line to go under is pretty much getting the ability to get a red demon line and take his under on a red demon line. So we're going to have a higher chance to go under than over pretty much, right? So amazing stuff here. You're also going to see if I scroll through some of these props, I get it, it's different teams, guys. I get it, it's Arizona and White Sox we're about to get into, but his line, some of these games, is 5 this game, 5 this game, 5 this game, 5 against the White Sox, 5.5 against the White Sox, 5 against the White Sox, 5. His line has been 5 the entire season, and now his line is randomly 9.5. Makes no sense to me whatsoever, okay? So I would take him, honestly, at 9.5, and I would take him at 8.5, because his line was 8.5 last time, and he went under this too. And, it doesn't make sense why they would raise his line. So really good entry. I don't know, guys. If you need something to bet on and something to look into, I don't really look into these that much. I've been really deep into esports and soccer and stuff like that, but I'm telling you, there's huge opportunities in these hitter fantasy score markets. Some of these lines are so off. Like last night, Ohtani, that line was completely off. I think he got that. I think he got in the second inning. He went over. So makes no sense. Some of these lines. Of course, it's the MLB. It's baseball. He could hit a home run and he could get 40 hitter fantasy score, and we could look dumb, I guess. But it's a home run at the end of the day. It's not easy to hit a home run. So this is going to be the play, guys. It's a 3-man. I believe this is a 5.25x, something like that. I'm going to wrap up the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate everyone's support, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.